The residents in one part of town woke up to find water covering parts of the street. I'm on board one of the planes that Vector Disease Control flies over the city of Greenville to kill mosquitoes. Officials are helping to prepare the levee even more to withstand the growing river. While many people are celebrating the holiday with family and friends, it's important to remember what Memorial Day is really about. The water level is continuing to climb rapidly. Now, this is causing the port in the city of Greenville to have to close until the water level starts to recede and they can conduct business once again. Now, this morning at the public port terminal, water was covering the dock area, and once the river reaches its projected crest level, the dock will be 9.5 feet underwater, and even inside of the warehouse, it will be 5.5 feet deep. Now, even though levels have gotten this far, there's one terminal still operating, which is shipping barges that are already loaded, but they will only be able to continue this for a few more days. Now, the port closure will have an economic impact on the city of Greenville, and officials hope it doesn't last for too long. Now, the port director says they're only hoping to have to close for about 20 days, but they will remain closed as long as they need to. And also, Port Director Tommy Hart told me that this is literally uncharted waters for them, that they've never seen levels of water this high at the port, and that it's a learning experience for all of the employees. But he does feel confident that the employees are competent and they'll do their best to ensure safety and security until normality is resumed. Caitlin Rearden reporting live from the levee for WXVT Delta News. Anti-drug society versus drug user.
Marijuana is one of the gateway drugs, and it does cause a great deal of harm.
People want to say that it's a gateway drug, but that's just preposterous.
The two sides don't agree on how the substances can harm you.
They're harmful to the brain, to the heart system, to the lungs, and they cause a great deal of just physical damage to your body.
But drug use doesn't only affect your internal organs, it can also drastically affect your appearance.
And meth, I suppose, is the most ugly thing.
With meth, you see it's a big physical change. You can see that their teeth go from being, nice pearly whites to having big chunks missing and aren't like yellow and just really gross looking mouth.
They're disheveled look. They're usually dirty. They're usually underweight.
People who have went from weighing 350 pounds to weighing like 89 pounds.
I've seen guys go from 280 pounds to 90 pounds.
And on your skin, you'll see those sores and stuff, and folks will pick at them thinking they're picking bugs off their skin.
They can have big sores on their face, and I know that's from just like the chemicals coming out of their body.
Even though physical and mental decline is very obvious to most people, users often don't realize the effects of drugs until it's too late. In Greenville, Caitlin Rearden, WXVT Delta News. The Mississippi River is on the rise, and some local gaming institutions are uncertain if they will still be able to do business as usual.
Rising water affects our parking pretty regularly, but we're expecting more water than we've probably ever had here. Hasn't affected business yet. We suspect it will.
The Lighthouse Point and Jubilee casinos are cleverly designed on a boat and a barge, respectively, so they will simply float on the heightening water. But casino accessibility could become difficult. So difficult that the casinos may need to temporarily shut down.
We'd hate to do it, but we'll do it if we need to.
But while they don't want to shut down, safety is a priority.
We'll do whatever the levee board has us do, for the safety of the levee itself and for our patrons and our employees.
Right now, the casinos do remain open and will provide shuttle service for guests as long as they are operating.
We have not gotten that order yet to close, but we expect that to happen at some time in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
But even in the instance of a temporary closure, revenue will rebound.
We'll come back from it and be better than ever.
In Greenville, Caitlin Rearden, WXVT Delta News. Members of the community here in Greenville are offering a helping hand to the baseball team from Smithville, Mississippi, whose town was destroyed in a devastating tornado.
It's a small gesture to help these folks out. I mean, a lot of these folks have lost their homes, and it's been a very difficult situation for them.
People in the school decided that it'd be nice to, feed them while they're here and try to make things, as comfortable for them as possible. everything is just so disruptive up there.
Owners of the Comfort Inn here in Greenville offered at least 20 rooms for the displaced baseball players and their coaches from Smithville.
Hospitality we've had from not only Greenville but surrounding communities around home, donations, baseball equipment, and hotel rooms here. It's just been awesome, the outreach from not only our community but people all over the state.
St. Joe's athletic director Phil Mansour says the game against Smithville may help the boys get their minds off the recent tragedy, at least for a little bit.
The game is kind of an outlet for them. It's to get away from it for a little while.
The school has pretty well been destroyed, especially the athletic facilities, but we felt like the best way to get the kids back into a normal routine was to continue on.
Hotel owner Suresh Chawla says it's important to help one another, especially in times of need.
We may be one of the poorest regions in the United States, but we're also some of the most charitable people. We take care of each other.
And that is what is most important. In Greenville, Caitlin Rearden, WXVT Delta News. Your local Delta News at 5 begins tonight in Washington County, where a former mayor is injured during a robbery. 3 suspects in Greenville who were sentenced just yesterday for a pellet gun shooting are already out of jail. And as the summer-like weather moves into the Delta, people are eager to get out on the water. But unfortunately, most of the lakes across the area are still closed for recreational boating. Parents and citizens are meeting tonight about the desegregation of a local school district. In Washington County, a very important meeting will be taking place next week for residents who have been affected by the floodwater. It's a hot day, but that didn't stop some die-hard golfers from hitting the green. Well, tomorrow is opening day for the Greenville Farmers Market, and it will be an all-day celebration.